Good day to all of you. I'm Scholar from the Trader 10 community, and today I'm going to do the weekly forecast for you guys. In this weekly forecast, we try to look at what happened in the past to see and what actually might happen in the future. So this week we are going to look at Bitcoin, YFI, REN, 1-inch, ZEN, XTZ, and GRT. So please sit back and relax, and I will start off with the Bitcoin. So starting off with Bitcoin, what has Bitcoin actually done? So we were expecting Bitcoin to come a little bit down. I was actually expecting them to come a little bit lower, but it looks like they held pretty strong as we were expecting here, that we said was possible as well. They came back up here. Currently they're doing this small retracement, so I can actually put this to here and I can put this arrow over here. So if they hold here, or even if they hold here, I'm still expecting them to try and go to 54k. The only moment that I'm not expecting them to do this anymore is when they're going to do this, right? So they're going up and they will actually break this. If they break this, then I'm still looking for them to come back down all the way to 44Ks. And then when they are at 44Ks, it's actually the moment of truth. Because from that moment on, we can just pump and stop all these shorters out, or we can dump as well. So this will be a very important spot where I will be looking for some longs as well. Right here and right here, there are some two longing spots that might be interesting for us intraday as well. And of course, this was a good shorting area. I was asleep at this time. You have to sleep as well. So they did a Judas swing, stopping out everybody, stopping out the longs, stopping out the shorts, and then retesting the initial short that could have been played right here, and then going down. So right now, seeing a good reaction on this buy right here. So let's see if they can shift the lower time frame momentum to the upside. If they don't hold it at 49k, then we might come down to 48s. If they don't hold 48s, then we will probably come back down all the way to 44s. But there are a lot of decent long areas that we can long within here. And if we go to the upside, I'm expecting 54Ks. If they can hold 54Ks and then come back down, make 51K a support area, then I'm looking at new all-time highs. So that's kind of it for Bitcoin. Really looking forward to the price action that will happen this week. It's going to be very interesting. So let's head over to the next pair, YFI. So YFI is actually making its debut on this channel. It has been a very interesting coin. So let's have a look at what it's actually doing. Right now, the main thing that I noticed immediately is that it went down, had a big retracement, but it's actually seeing some nice buys currently. So what I want them to do is actually very simple. As you can see right now, we are almost at the previous all-time highs before this new all-time high came. So what we want to do is we want to test the lower point of this, then we want to get above the top zone. And if we can do that, then we will probably break to the upside and make new all-time highs. So this will be my main long focus. Now let's say that Bitcoin is in for a retracement, then we might come back down all the way to 33Ks again. And if they come back down to 33Ks again, don't worry, because it's actually a nice buy in my opinion. Of course, non-financial advice, but TA wise, it looks pretty decent. And I would be looking out for some play like this. Now, when can this still go south? I think it'll only go south when Bitcoin's really not doing that well, and then I would be looking at something like this, where they just fill the W pattern, come back down, retest the support, and then come back down to 22Ks. So this is like the bearish case scenario for this one. But yeah, overall, I think YFI is looking pretty decent. Right here, you see some sell-off on the daily when they touch this level, but it's still okay. In my opinion, yeah, look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour closed pretty decent. Currently, they're trying to hold a 38Ks. As you can see, there's a lot of confluence on this one as well. So this lower support, this top, this support here, this tops, this tops. So let's see if they can hold here. If they can hold there decently, then I'm actually just thinking that there might be some continuation that looks like this. Go up, hold this, maybe test this again, make a higher low, and then pump to the upside. So YFI is looking pretty good in my opinion. And that's it for YFI. So let's head over to the next coin. For our next coin, we have another debut, and this time it's REN USDT. So let's have a look at this one. Let me first glance on the weekly. Okay, this one is making new all-time highs as well. Let's go down to the daily and see if we can find some more information on this one. Okay. So holding this. No, okay, so what I will be looking out for this one is just this previous resistance area that we can try and make this a support. And as you can see on the 4 hour, when we go to the 4 hour, this is exactly what they're doing right now. So we know that this is a big area of resistance, and what they've done right now is they've tested the support already, go up to the upside, and now they're testing if this support that they have achieved has actually become support. If this has become support, then we will probably go to the upside, and then we'll have to look at the daily again for where we will go to. Now, on the daily, it's actually not showing that much, but in my opinion, it will probably go to 1/4. So for REN, if I'm in a long, I will be looking for some nice profit targets at 1/4. And when we are at 1/4, we will see the same pattern happening again. Coming back down, seeing what we achieved as support, then trying to achieve 1.4, and then moving to new all-time highs. So this is the bullish outlook. The bearish outlook, meh. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens, but I'll have to do a lot to get this bullish momentum from stopping, because we have a lot of levels that we still have to test. So I think it would be something like this if there is a bearish case scenario for this one, but in my opinion, my eye looks a little bit more to the bullish one, because mainly due to this big impulse to the upside. Now, when going down, we will probably see this distribution that I drew right here, then coming back down, and then a retest of the previous supports that we've now lost. So REN looking pretty bullish to me with this nice break to the upside. So yeah, that's kind of it for REN. Let's head over to the next coin. For our next coin, we have 1 inch. So let's have a look at what 1 inch has been doing. There's nothing on the weekly, so we are going down to the daily. And on the daily, we can see that there was some kind of a steep sell-off, but that's probably the same sell-off that Bitcoin had. So what we can do right now is, well, go to the lower time frame, because the higher time frame doesn't look that interesting to me. And what I directly see is, well, the same thing I was talking about on REN is we have this area with a lot of confluence that was support previously. Afterwards, this became resistance, and what we want to do right now is actually try and achieve this level of support so we can, well, look for some new buys around it, play around this level, make a new achievement, and then try to go for these new all-time highs. So this will be the bullish case scenario, but within here there are going to be a lot of other stuff, a lot of other things that need to happen as well. So let me guide you through those things that I'm looking for. First of all, of course, we need to achieve, well, trade above the previous swing that brought us to the low. So that's this one. So let's hope that we can get above here in this local area. If we can get above there, in my opinion, then the impulse will have started. Because right now the momentum on this one isn't as high as on REN. For example, REN had a way more bullish impulse. If 1 inch looked like REN, it was already at 4.4. So be a little bit careful with this one. Wait for the impulse to happen, buy the retrace, and then yeah, this thing might play out as well. So I'm still a little bit waiting for this 1 inch thing to start impulsing to the upside before I will look more into it. So yeah, this one is looking a little bit more bearish. I also see that there is still this level within here that made us go up that has still been untested. So if things get shaky on Bitcoin, it wouldn't surprise me that 1 inch might go to 3.3, mainly because yeah, it's not that bullish yet as I was looking for on the other pairs that we've seen today. So that's kind of it for 1 inch. I'm waiting for this impulse to the upside before I will decide if this is a buy for me personally or not. So let's head over to the next one. Up next, we have ZEN USDT Horizon. First time charting this on the channel as well. This thing has been doing some nice waves to the upside. It used to be only $5 and now it's all the way up to 50. Damn, that's some nice movement. So looking for this one, let me have a look. This is the level. Okay, yep, nice. So we had this impulse up that I was talking about earlier as well, and as you can see, this one is stronger than 1 inch at the moment as well, just mainly because we have this nice impulse up. So we have 2 plays in my opinion on this one. One, we have the bullish case scenario, the little bit more bullish retracement, where they retrace into this zone that was previous support, right, that then became resistance and then became resistance again. So this will be the one of the bullish case scenarios where we do something like this, just classic staircasing. The other one will be a little bit less bullish, and that will be coming down from here all the way to the origin swing and then actually going to the upside and trying to achieve. So those are the 2 bullish case scenarios. For the bearish case scenario, I'm actually thinking right now they'll really need to first slow down momentum. So for the bearish case scenario, I'm looking for something like this. Let me redo this one, because this one will get a little bit messy. So I'm expecting them to go up right now and then come back down here, then down, and then come here. And then this might be lost or not. So this will be like my bearish case scenario for ZEN, and those 2 are my bullish case scenarios. Now, what kind of targets do we have on the bullish case scenario? First of all, we have already tested 54, so that's kind of nice, because once we've tested it, we can actually aim for higher. And what I'm looking for on this one then is around 70. So 69 and 70 is what I will be looking for this one. If we get this next impulse wave to the upside. Of course, we first need to try and achieve 55, but we've already tested it, so now we have to trade above it to then make it swap from resistance to support. So that's kind of nice. So the end target for this bullish case will be around 70 if we can actually get this retest at 47 or at 43 and then move to the upside. So that's it for ZEN. Let's head over to the next one. Up next, we have XTZ USDT. This one has been a while as well since I've looked at it. This one is looking pretty decent as well. What I will be looking for them to try and trade above of is right here that they're testing right now. So let's go to the let me first draw another line on the lower time frames. So I'm looking at this one level right here and the one from all the way to the left. So I'm going to the 4 hour and then I'm going to see which staircasing pattern that I want them to kinda hold. So this was the move that made us break up. So I would like them to actually hold this lower level of support. Well, previous resistance, support. So for the bullish case scenario, I want them to hold this, go up, make this resistance support as well, then break out to 4.6. After breaking out above 4.6, I'm looking for new all-time highs on this one. So that will be my bullish case for this for XTZ. Now the bearish case scenario is kind of simple as well. Same pattern, coming back down, maybe accumulating, consolidating here a little bit, coming back down lower, retesting, and then go back down all the way to the origin swing, and then we will decide. Then we go to the upside, maybe to the lower side, and then it'll depend if we break out again or not. But I'll make this one red, but know that even if we go all the way to 3.6, we can still get a bullish impulse afterwards. Most of this will depend if Bitcoin is going to retrace or not. If Bitcoin is going to retrace, altcoins will retrace as well. But if Bitcoin is going to pump, I'm really looking for just making these new highs constantly. And if it's going down, well, then we will prepare ourselves with buying at a lower range again that hasn't been tested. And I think this 3.6 level fits perfectly for that on XTZ. So those are the 2 things I will mainly be looking out for. Taking some nice PTs at 4.6 from the stuff that we accumulated down here. If things go south, no problem, we can always rebuy some at 3.6. So that's it for XTZ. Let's head over to the next one. For our last coin, we have GRT USDT. So for this coin, it has always been an interesting one. So let's have a look at it. Let's go to the daily is still looking pretty interesting. We have this previous support area that has been tested right now. So right now I'm actually looking for them. If they get a new impulse to the upside, I'm looking for them to test 2.3. So let's have a look, zoom out. Okay, here we go. This is a little bit better. If we get a bearish impulse, because it's kind of the same thing as REN. This one didn't have the big impulse to the upside as REN and all the other ones. This one has been lacking a little bit behind. So for this one, I'm actually thinking that we might come back down and test some other previous levels of support. Looking at here, this support right here, it's decent level, but not a wow level. I think this will be more like a zone. So from this level right here all the way to here is really an interesting zone. So 1.67 to 1.6 is really a zone I think if things go south that GRT will be interested in. So then we go back to the upside, come back here, and then we want to get the impulse to the upside. So this is what I will be looking out for this week for GRT. Honestly, I don't think there's that much oomph left in this one to the upside. But if they really start breaking out to the top side, what will I be looking out for then? I will be looking out for, so let's say that they do hold this level, or maybe they only come back down here, get this impulse to the upside. That I would be looking out for something like this, staircasing to the upside. And the bearish case scenario is mainly when they are consolidating here and then they move down here. So that's the bearish case scenario on GRT. Very simple TA, but very logical as well. So that was it for this week's forecast. I hope you liked it. If you want to see your pair getting forecasted in the next episode, make sure to request it in the comments and we will make sure to look at it for you guys. If you liked the video, please consider giving us a like and subscribing to our channel. And if you want to know more about our way of teaching, feel free to come out and check us out on our Twitch stream. I hope to see you there. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye bye.